Before going to start the class, I would like to conduct a test for you based on our previous class. So please see the questions. Write about mass, write about time, and final one, write about temperature. So please answer these three questions. After finishing, we should start today's class.
Before going to start the class, I would like to revise once again our previous class. So in our previous class, what was the concepts? Mass, time and temperature. So first of all, what is the mass? Mass is the measurement of quantity of matter contained by the object. Mass is the measurement of quantity of matter contained by the object is called mass. Okay, what is the unit of mass? Kilograms. And time is the measurement of duration of events and intervals between them. Time is the measurement of duration of events and the intervals between them. The units of time is seconds. Correct. Now next one is temperature. Temperature is the measurement of hotness of a body. Temperature is the measurement of hotness of a body and the units of the temperature is Kelvin. So about these three concepts we learned already in previous class. Now we should discuss about today's class.
We already know our chapter name, that is measurements. Already we learned few topics in this concept in this lesson. Now today we are going to learn few topics in this chapter. Today's our learning objective is rules and conventions for writing SI units and their symbols. So in this concept now we are going to learn. Today's our concept is rules. Now about these rules we are going to learn. Now I would like to explain like a points wise all the rules. So please observe carefully point by point. Now first point is the units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. Once again, the units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. So by the use of below examples, I will explain that point. See the example. First, Newton, that is the scientist name. Next one, Henry, that is also scientist name. He is one of the scientists. Ampere, this is also scientist name. And Watt, this is also one of the scientist name. So in the example I mentioned four scientists names: Newton, Henry, Ampere and Watt. According to our first point, in example what you observed, the units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. That means usually we are using capital letters before the names, correct? Before the names usually we are using the capital letters, but here Newton, this is the scientist name and this is one of the unit. Henry, this is also scientist name and this is also one of the unit. Ampere, this one also scientist name and this is also one of the unit. Watt, this is also scientist name and this is also one of the unit. So whenever you are going to use scientist name as a unit, whenever you are going to use scientist name as a unit, you don't want to use the initial letter, the starting letter capital. Whenever you are going to use scientist name as a unit, you don't want to use capital letter in starting. So please see in that example, 4 examples are scientist names as well as units, and first letter of the 4 units, first letter of that 4 scientist names is not capital. Newton, N is small, starting letter. Henry, H is small. Ampere, A is also small. Watt, W also small. So like that you have to write, then only that unit will be considered as a correct. Okay, so whenever you are using scientist name as a unit, you have to write the starting letter is small letter, not in capital. Okay, now next, second point is the symbols of the units. The symbols of the units named after scientists should be written by the initial capital letter. Once again, the symbols of the units named after scientists should be written by the initial capital letter. Here also, this point also I would like to explain by the use of an example. So please see the below example. Now, example, capital N for Newton, capital H for Henry, capital A for Ampere, and capital W for Watt. So here capital N is the symbol of Newton. Please listen carefully. In first point, we are writing total scientist name, Newton, Henry, Ampere, Watt. But in second example, second point example, the symbols of the units after scientists should be written by the initial capital letter. That means whenever you are writing a symbol, instead of writing total unit, whenever you are writing symbol, you have to write capital letter, initial capital letter you have to write capital. So please see the second point, Newton, that is a unit, symbol of the Newton. What is that? First of all, you should see what is the first letter of the Newton, N. So capital N is the symbol of Newton. Capital N is the symbol of Newton. And second one, Henry. Henry, what is the first term? H. So capital H is the symbol of Henry. Ampere, first term A. So capital A is the symbol of Ampere. And last one, Watt. W is the first letter and capital W is the symbol of Watt. So by the use of this second point, what we learned here, whenever you are writing instead of total scientist name, otherwise total unit name, you are interested to write only one letter. For our convenience, for our easy way purpose, we have to write only single term, single letter. That means symbol means you have to write capital letter in must and should. Newton, capital N. Watt, capital W. Henry, capital H. Ampere, capital A. So like this way you have to write. So this is the second point explanation. Third point is small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from proper noun. Once again, small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from proper noun. So, whether you observed or not, compared to second point and third point, some difference is there. What is that? Here, small letters are used as symbol, but second point we used capital letters. Why we are using here small letters and why we used their capital letters? Their unit is the scientist name, so only symbol we used as the capital. Newton capital N, Henry capital H, like that. But here in third point, the symbol of the meter is small m, because that meter, that name is not a scientist name. Okay, kilogram, the symbol is kg, small k, small g. So m is the symbol of meter and kg is the symbol of kilogram, small m, small k, g. Okay, now fourth point is no full stop or other punctuational marks should be used within or at the end of the symbols. We don't want to use, we don't have to use no full stops, otherwise any other symbols we don't want to use end of the symbols, otherwise within the symbols. Once again I will see, you can see that fourth point, no full stops. We don't want to use full stops or other punctuational marks, means other symbols should be used within or at the end of the symbols. Please see the example. 50 meters. 50 meters. In between that 50 and m, no full stop is there, no other any symbols is there like comma, this and all. So 50 meters, this is correct, and not as 50 meters after full stop. 50 m after full stop, that is not a correct. 50 m you have to write like that from based on the fourth point. Okay, now fifth one is the symbols of the units are not expressed in plural form. The symbols of the units are not expressed in plural form. See the example. For example, kilograms symbol is kg. Kilograms symbol we have to call kg, not for kgs, kgs. Okay, we have to call kg like a single term, single form, not plural form. See the example. We should say, we should call 10 kg, 10 kg, not as 10 kgs. Okay, we should call 10 kg, not as 10 kgs. Okay, so we have to use only single term, not plural term. This is the explanation about the fifth point. Next point is when temperature is expressed in Kelvin. When temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. Omitted, no need. Okay, so please see the below examples, then you will be understood this point clearly. So first example, 283 K. K means Kelvin. So we have to write 283 is the number, space, K is the unit, that means symbol, correct. So 283 Kelvin, that is the one temperature value, 283 Kelvins. So we should write like this, not as a 283 degree Kelvin. Okay, degree means 283 power, like 0 symbol is there. So like that we can write, means that we should call as the degree. I hope you already know, in lower classes you already learned. So whenever we are writing that value of temperature in the units of Kelvin. So we don't want to use degree symbol. Okay, 283 Kelvin, K, 283 K, like that we have to write, not as 283 degree Kelvin. Now second point is 100 degree Celsius, 100 degree C, C means Celsius. So whenever we are writing the temperature value in Celsius, we can use the degree symbol. Okay, so second point 100 degree C, not as 100 C. And third one is 180 degree Fahrenheit, not as 180, sorry, 108 degrees Fahrenheit means, that means F. F means what? Fahrenheit. So 108 degree Fahrenheit means F, 108 degrees F, not as 108 F. We cannot write like this. So we have to write 108 degrees Fahrenheit. So finally, what I am going to tell is that value of temperature, the value of temperature, whenever we are going to write by the use of units. Okay, we are using the units Kelvin means no need to use any degree symbol. But whenever the temperature value we are writing in the units either Celsius or Fahrenheit. Celsius means symbol is C, Fahrenheit means symbol is F. Okay, whenever we are using these two units, must and shouldly we have to write the number in degree format. Okay, will you see the three examples means easily you can understand. Okay.
Next one, seventh rule is the number and units should be separated by a space. The number and units should be separated by a space. Please see the below example. 15 space kg ms power minus 1. So in between the number means 15 and units kg ms power minus 1. So in between the number and units some space is given. So we have to write like this, not as 15 kg ms minus 1. Okay, so always we have to give in between the number and units somewhat space. Okay, and eighth one is accepted symbols alone should be used. Always we have to use only accepted symbols alone. Okay, so please see the below example. Ampere, what is the ampere symbol? Capital A, ampere is the scientist name. So symbol, instead of that ampere we have to write symbol means we should write capital A, not be written as AMP. Once again see the example, ampere should not be written as an AMP. Okay, and second should not be written as SEC. Okay, so ampere, what is the symbol? Capital A. Second, what is the symbol? Small s. So we have to use only accepted symbols alone. Okay, not for our convenience. Okay, so ampere should not be written as AMP and second should not be written as SEC. Next one, ninth point is the numerical values of physical quantities should be written in scientific form. Once again, the numerical values of physical quantities. You know what is the physical quantity? Physical quantity is nothing but measurements like area, volume, density, that and all are the physical quantities. So the numerical values of physical quantities should be written in scientific form. We have to write only in scientific form. So what is the scientific form? We can see in the example, the density of mercury. Now I am going to write the numerical value of density of mercury. Okay, so the density of mercury should be written as 1.36 into 10 power 4. 1.36 into 10 power 4. This is the scientific format. This is the scientific format. So we have to write 1.36 into 10 power 4 kg m power minus 3. We have to write like this, not as 13,600 kg m power minus 3. This is the normal form, 13,600. We don't follow that one. We have to follow in scientific form. Okay, scientific form means 10 powers must and should we have to write 10 power 1, 10 power 2, 10 power 3, 10 power 4, like that. Okay, so the density of mercury should be written as 1.36 into 10 power 4 kg m power minus 3, not as 13,600 kg m power minus 3. Okay, so this is the explanation about 9 point.
From last 15 minutes onwards, what we discussed. Now I will revise once again, point by point. Please listen. First one, what I explained there, the units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. This is the first point. What is this first point meaning? Whenever we are using the scientist names as units, that time the first term we can't use capital letter. I gave some examples also. What is that examples? Newton, Henry, Ampere and Watt. Okay. Now second point, the symbols of the units named after scientists should be written by the initial capital letter. This is the second point. What is the meaning of this? Whenever we are using the symbols of the scientist names, instead of we are writing total name Newton, we are using symbol. That means we are using first term of that unit. That time we can use capital letters. For example, Newton, what is the first letter? N, so we have to write capital N. Henry, what is the first letter? H, so we have to write capital H. Ampere, what is the first letter? A, so we have to write capital A. Next one, Watt, what is the first letter? W, we have to write capital W. So this is the second point. Now third one, small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from a proper noun. Proper noun. This is the third point. So whenever we are using units like a meter, kilogram, this meter is not a scientist name. Kilogram, this is also not a scientist name. So in these cases, we are using symbols in small letters. That means meter, what is the first letter? M. So instead of that writing total meter, whenever we have to use first letter, in these cases we should write small m. At the same time, kilogram, kg, okay, small letters. This is the third point. Now fourth one, no full stop or other punctuation marks should be used within or at the end of the symbols. We don't want to use any full stop and other punctuational symbols within or at the end of the symbols. Example I told you there, 50 meters. Okay, so in between the number and unit, we don't want to give any space. At the same time, any unwanted symbols we don't want to use in between and after also. Fifth point, the symbols of the units are not expressed in plural form. The symbols of the units are not expressed in plural form. Example I told you already, we have to tell 10 kg, not 10 kgs. Okay, so we don't want to use plural words in units. Next one, when temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. Whenever temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. That means we have to write 283 kelvins, not as 283 degree Kelvin. Okay, and we have to write Celsius. Then that time we should use degree Celsius. At the same, we have to write the units Fahrenheit. In that cases, we should use degree Fahrenheit. So Celsius and Fahrenheit we can use degree, and Kelvin we don't want to use degree. Okay, so next one, the number and units should be separated by a space. The number and units should be separated by a space. This also example, we have to write 15 kg meter second power minus 1. Kg meter second power minus 1, that is the unit. 15, that is the number. So we have to write in between the number and units, we should give some space. Okay, we don't write 15 kg meter second inverse, 15 kg meter second power minus 1. Okay, so we have to write 15 space kg ms power minus 1. We don't want to write 15 kg ms power minus 1. Space is must and should. Next one, accepted symbols alone should be used. Accepted symbols only we have to use. For example, ampere should not be written as AMP, and second should not be written as SEC. Ampere we have to write, we have to use the symbol what? A, not for AMP. At the same time, second we have to use the symbol only S, not for SEC. Okay, and last one, numerical values of physical quantities should be written in scientific form. Numerical values of physical quantities should be written in scientific form. So whenever we are using the physical quantities values, that values must and shouldly we have to write in scientific form. I gave you example also. The density of mercury should be written as 1.36 into 10 power 4 kg m power minus 3. This is the scientific format. That means 10 power 1, 10 power 2, 10 power 3, 10 power 4, like that we have to write biggest values. Okay, so 1.36 into 10 power 4 kg m power minus 3, not as 13600. That means 13,600 kg m power minus 3. I would like to give a small assignment for you. That assignment is, write any 5 rules for writing SI units and their symbols. So whatever it is, out of all the rules, you can write any 5 rules and show me. Based on today's class, I would like to give a small homework for you. So all of you take A4 sheets, write all the rules on the A4 sheet by the use of sketches and submit to me.